Oh, awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We had just returned from the live events over at USC. Had a great time. We had Double Lift, Travis, Special show up as well. We had a ton of fun, played a ton of fun little games, but now the true test comes back. So USC was able to grab 3 points today with the in-house games and at the live event. And so with the 4 wins that UCLA had last night, that brings the score to wait, no wait, actually that we USC USC had 3 points. UCLA had 4 points last night, and UCLA grabbed a point today too. So that brings it to 5-3 on the side of UCLA. So if USC is able to pull out a 2-0 here, we are going to see an OGN style blind pick. So let's hope we can get that because those are always a good time and tons of fun. So again, I'm Kid Liquid. I'm here alone today with no co-caster or partner at all. So getting right into these picks and bans, we do have UCLA on the blue side and USC on the purple side. So bans coming out right away. We have a Nidalee and an Annie. So that actually, that's a big target there from a mid laner. So they might know something that we don't here. On the other side, we do have Rengar and Twitch and the Zeds. So just going full out mid lane. Either their mid laner is really weak or USC's mid laner is really strong. So we'll have to see and wait to see where that matchup actually takes place. On the other side, Rengar, not that high priority of a ban anymore after his nerfs and things like that. But the Twitch and the Jax, super late game champions, or well, Jax I guess not a late game champion, but just scales so well into that late game, dangerous throughout the entire way. And so we do have Shen being hovered over for UCLA. Gonna want to take that ninja up into the top lane. Always a scary force. He was picked up quite a bit last night as well. So high priority pick for both teams here. Gets locked in with that first pick. The thing with Shen as well is that he doesn't really show any kind of composition or anything like that. Shen fits into quite a bit of different compositions. So great showing there. Great pickup there. I mean, to grab him and to just have him there in case something happens. But the thing as well, last night we were seeing teams run him with teleport when he was picked. So tonight, no teleport Shen, at least so far. He's going with that ignite just for a little bit more damage, be able to kill some people. But he still does have that Stand United for such a great global. USC trolling a little bit, hovering over that Teemo, the Heimer, the Draven. We do have the Nami locked in for Case Close. Case Close, the highest ranked player on USC's roster right now, does main support, so that Nami is going to be extremely useful. Such a high skill-based champion. Oh, and with the Caitlyn, that's a lot of poke. One good bubble can really kill someone and spell disaster for that bot lane. Looks like UCLA hovering over an Ezreal and also locking in Nocturne. So Nocturne, we don't see him too much in competitive play. We do see people like Big Fat LP and things like that play him. Just a very annoying jungler to play against. The paranoia coming out, making the entire screen black, scaring the crap out of some people. Just such a presence there in that jungle. You never know where he's going to come from. So they do, and it is kind of a quasi global there with him being able to shoot over for great distances from all over the place. So you never quite know where that's going. And comboing that off with the Shen, so we could see a paranoia into a Stand United could be quite scary. And that Ezreal is being locked in as well, so he'll be able to have a good chance with those arcane shifts and this the overall utility from Ezreal to really dodge those Nami bubbles. On the other side, we do have a Karma being locked in. That's probably a mid Karma. I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen too much mid lane Karma, so I can't really comment too much on that, but we do have a Hecarim being picked up and available. So Hecarim, sort of in the same vein of Nocturne, where you see him 1 second and all of a sudden he'll just dive in from out of seemingly nowhere and just take out some people, some scary ganks coming out from both sides here. So the Gragas being locked in for UCLA now, going up probably again against that Karma. We just see Gragas get some great plays off last night on another UCLA player. With probably the best play of the night, I would say, with the flash into the bush, dodging the Caitlyn. So maybe we could see a little bit of that again. And we do have the Sona being locked in as well. So Looking at the general composition from UCLA, it looks like they really do want to play it pretty aggressively here. They do have a lot of hard engage with explosive cast, with paranoia, with that crescendo coming out as well. And then you have the Sand United coming in, being able to split push to Shen with the Sand United coming out to protect anyone that's in danger. And then of course you have Ezreal with the utility and the movements, being able to just sort of dance around these team fights and get up some good damage. Actually, that might be a top lane Karma. I spoke too soon here. So top lane Karma against the Shen. If Otter does want to pick up, so yeah, he is going to play mid. It looks like he's hovering over Orianna and Syndra. Maybe even a Lux here coming out. All these champions doing a great job against the Gragas. So yeah, Gragas and Orianna, we did see that matchup quite a bit at Worlds. Specifically with SKT and Najin's Sword, with Faker playing up against Nagne. They played that matchup pretty much most of the games. Faker played Ari a couple of games, but otherwise it was a straight Gragas Orianna matchup. And so we did see that go either way, really. It depends really how they want to play it. If Gragas wants to get a little bit aggressive, but scaling into that late game, Orianna is going to start catching up on the burst damage and really be able to burst some people down and cause a little bit more havoc with that shockwave. So looking at the team comp for UCLA, or for we looked at the team comp for UCLA, looking at it for USC now, they do have the poke and a very aggressive. They can be very aggressive in that bot lane with that Nami Caitlyn, with the ebb and flow having such a huge range and the bubble being able to lock people down. At the same time, they do have that sustain combat, and so both lanes do have sustain. So it'd be interesting to see how that sort of plays out at the end of this. Uh, I'm not sure where the Karma fits into this. I'm not. I haven't seen her played top lane pretty. I haven't seen her play too much anyway. But she can be very bursty, and so going up against a Shen, maybe to keep Shen down or keep Shen a little bit off foot. But we do have the Shockwave coming out from Orianna. We have the Tidal Wave coming in from Nami. We have the Hecarim Ultimate Ace in the hole as well. So looks like not so much a team fight comp, maybe just to cause a little bit of havoc and let Caitlyn and Karma really burst some people down, as well as again Orianna being a little bit more or a little bit bursty into the late game. So it looks like USC really playing for that late game comp, having the hyper late game carries. On the other side, Ezreal is really going to start falling off to a Caitlyn. Ezreal hits his damage spike once he hits that Trinity Force and starts building in a couple of more items, but he doesn't scale as high as that late game Caitlyn. So it'd be interesting to see where their damage sources are coming from. Otherwise, they do have the Gragas available for that high burst damage, but again, Shen isn't going to can put down a lot of damage with that Sunfire Cape and getting into people's faces. But it's interesting to see how Nocturne builds this game as well. We do see players like Build Prat LP go for that tank Nocturne, and that's usually what we do see up in the higher levels of play. And so, guys, I do want to stress out while we're at it too that this is a diamond level game. The players in here are all diamond, so if you want to go back and watch, actually, you can't go back and watch, but if you want to go and check out the games, or if you did watch the games last night, because we don't have the VODs available. We do apologize for that, by the way. But if you did watch the games from last night, they were bronze, silver, gold, and platinum games. But now we are into the best of the best players that these schools have to offer: the diamonds and the challenger-esque level players, players that are very close to challenger as well. So we did get into. We are about to load into these games. Before we load in, I'd really like to thank everyone that came out today to the live event. Had a lot of fun. Thanks to Special, Travis, and Doublelift for showing up as well, playing a little bit of games with us as well. And I'd like to thank our sponsors with the Collegiate Star League. So we have MSI, we have Razer, we have NCIX. We have all of our great sponsors giving us all kinds of swag, and we were able to distribute it, and people enjoyed it quite a bit. Thanks to Sam and Eason for putting it together and allowing us to be there as well. So Okay. Excellent. So thank you for that piece of information, Captain Morris. And so we do have a little bit more inside info now. I didn't get a chance to look up any of these player statistics, so we're going off the top of my head here. But so yeah, we do again have very two hardcore target bands here. And so I'm interested to see now moving forward into the next couple of game or into the next game if those continue to be targeted bans or if they feel like they could let it slide through and they need to ban something else. And again, moving even further, if USC does win both of these games and we go into that OGN style blind pick, if those champions are finally picked up and allowed to be played, and if it does fit into a composition that they do really enjoy and that they feel comfortable playing. And so we are finally getting loaded up here. Look at these beautiful borders, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of skins as well. We have the Pulsefire Ezreal, the Arcade Sona, the Gragas Esquire, Surgeon Shen, and then on the bottom we do, or for USC, we have Resistance Caitlyn, Koi Nami, Arcade Hecarim, and a Sakura Karma. So I'm actually, the Karma for me is the wild card. I'm not quite sure where this is going. Again, this is throwing me for a loop here. Yeah, I'm curious to see how that works. She might be able to burst down Shen and really keep him from contributing heavily to the team fights, or actually bursting him down so that by the time they get into the team fights, there won't be too much for him to really do. And so we do have both teams loading into the Rift here, ladies and gentlemen. I am back from my long extended vacation in Kalos, and so I have returned to the Summer's Rift to cast some games. Now, I'm wondering if anyone got that reference, but still, we're going to get right back into it. Both teams just sort of... We did see a few invades last night as well. And so it looks like USC is taking a little bit of time to maybe... They're grouping up a little bit more, maybe going in for a potential invade. Nami coming in to join as well. Shen and Ezreal are nowhere close to this, so if they want to get a pick, they can get it done pretty easily right now. It looks like they just want to get this brush control in case something happens. Shen going through and maybe just warding, Nami and Shen actually going in, maybe just warding the bush. They are going to get the ward down. Same thing goes for USC, although UCLA's ward is a little bit deeper. So both teams just pinging things out. They probably want to get this done, or they probably just want to back off now. That was probably just as aggressive as they wanted to get. Pink ward throw down for Nami to take out that ward. So all the vision gone for UCLA, but they needed to use, USC needed to use the pink ward to get rid of that. So we'll see how that plays into maybe needed to go back and get wards a little earlier, or a little bit of a gold deficit that they might see themselves behind if that does play a bigger factor in the rest of the game. So we do have normal lane setups here. It looks like it's going to be normal as a top Karma can be. Both teams just taking their reds, starting this out as similar as possible. Nami stealing that first CS from Caitlyn, but that's okay, they can share. And so Caitlyn actually had a little bit of trouble farming early on, but nope, gets on track right there. No big deal whatsoever. And so, yeah, Karma already starting the poke onto Shen, landing some spells, landing that Q, but Shen responds. Nothing too major happening right now, but Caitlyn is starting to bully up this lane already. Again, just top lane, again, bashing each other back and forth. But looks like not both teams actually getting pretty aggressive, just trading pokes back and forth here. Karma getting on aggressive on Shen. She wants to bully him out of this lane, scare him off just a little bit while she has that damage advantage before Shen gets a little too tanky. But it looks like Hecarim's coming into mid lane for a gank, coming in behind Gragas. Gragas doesn't yet have, or he actually does, he doesn't have body slam yet. Can't get out of this. First blood coming in from Hecarim. Great play coming in from the back before Gragas had that body slam available, and picks up first blood. So again, you don't want it onto that Hecarim, but you rather have it on the Orianna. But again, she does get the assist. They do get a lead, and it does force him out of lane, so Orianna can get a good trade-off. Karma poking out Shen, showing the power of the spiritual mistress, or whatever she is. I forget what she was called, but Just a lot of poke going down onto him. Shen taking quite low and getting pushed pretty far to his turret. So while the CS is pretty even, he's been taking a lot of poke, and he's pretty scared in that lane right now. He can't really do anything. Otherwise, Hecarim coming in up top as well, coming in for another gank. Shen's not going to get out of this one. And Knight goes down, and Hecarim picks up another kill. Great ganks coming out from Hecarim, getting 2 early kills, getting his top and mid lanes ahead. And Karma does sadly have to back off, can't take advantage of the, can't put some damage onto that turret, but this wave is pretty much gone for Shen. So, while all that action was happening, Nocturne getting counter-drunk, or getting, you know, pretty badly beaten up in these lanes. He needs to come and help them out. Meanwhile, on this bot lane, kind of left to their own devices here with all the action heading up top and mid. And Caitlyn is showing some dominance in this lane. They have been pushed up the entire time. No real poke being able to put down. Sona keeping them alive though. So again, both, as much as Caitlyn is going to poke them down, Sona going to be great at sustain, keeping Ezreal alive and keeping him able to come into his fights. At the same time, the Nocturne is on his way down bot lane, coming around back, but there is a ward there. He's probably going to get seen. No, they are backing up. Nami trying to get out. Caitlyn taking some damage down from Ezreal. Nocturne has Calder flash forced out from Caitlyn, gets out safe, but they do force out the flash. So Hecarim heading bound to help as well. Caitlyn not going to back off, just going to continue to stand in here. Ward's going down bot lane. Both junglers down here as well. This could be a 3-on-3 fight. Nami can get some poke onto Sona. Hecarim going straight in for that gank. Caitlyn sitting on the back line, putting in some extra damage. She wants Sona. She's not going to get it. And Nocturne picks up the kill. So not the best play. Caitlyn got a little too over-aggressive trying to get onto Sona. Not going to happen. Nami and Hecarim taken both very low. Ezreal flashes, gets the kill onto Hecarim. So going 2 for 0 in that bot lane, splitting the kills between Nocturne and Ezreal. And really evens up that gold deficit that it had, but it evens up the kill deficit that they had, but the gold's still in favor of USC. Karma still continuing to beat down Shen in this lane. Shen has to back once again. Karma building a very early lead, already ahead 10 CS, 6 minutes into the game. Shen not sure what to do right now against this top lane Karma. It's just like I was saying before. I didn't know anything about this top lane Karma, and apparently Shen didn't either. A lot of early game poke coming out from Karma and really showing what she can do. Looking at all of these lanes though, looks like the action has sort of stabilized. The bot lane lead for Caitlyn is now gone. So Ezreal is ahead of kill and assist and pretty much tied in CS. While the other lanes for USC, Orianna up 20 CS, Karma up 10. So both those mid laners, those solo laners, doing a great job making up for that bot lane deficit and pulling USC into the lead here, about 600-700 gold. Nocturne waiting up here in top lane, trying to bait out Karma here, but Karma trying to bait out Shen, waiting in that bush. Gets him poked down, not even going for the farm. Nocturne with the paranoia going right into Karma. Karma has to flash out. Hecarim coming right in with the ult as well. Karma gonna go down, but Shen probably gonna go down to Hecarim as well. But can Hecarim turn it and get onto Nocturne? Nocturne going, both guys fighting extremely low, but Nocturne does pull it out. So it goes 2 for 1 in that top lane. Again, splitting the kills between Shen and Nocturne. Karma doesn't pick up the kill, so Hecarim picks up another one. He's now 3-2-0. So again, he's helping his lanes get ahead, getting those kills off, but their laners aren't picking up the kills. Hecarim is taking them, which is great, but eventually you do really want those kills going into lane. And so that signals bot lane to start pushing ahead even further. Caitlyn and Nami going down and really pushing and shoving this turret with no chance of jungle pressure, although Nocturne is heading his way down here from the fountain. And so looking at this game so far, it looks like it's really coming down to the junglers and where they're being able to make the action happen. Both doing a great job of keeping their teams in the game and getting leads. We've seen a lot of action top and bot. We saw that early gank mid, and I think Hecarim's comfortable with Orianna being ahead, and maybe Nocturne feels like Flexen can maybe get that, doesn't need that lead, or can play from behind and keep it at least close, and so that he can focus on the other lanes instead. Looks like Gragas does have to back, and Nocturne's going over to cover. In the meantime, Orianna taking that blue buff, so she's ready to go and continue this lane dominance. Almost 30 CS ahead at this point. Hecarim going into bot lane, not able to get anyone with that ult, but does scare them off, gets them down to about half health. Nami or Sona taking quite a bit of poke from Caitlyn, down to about below half health. A Nocturne down here to say, yeah, Hecarim, get out of here. I'm here as well. And it looks like Karma continuing to bully Shen up in the top lane. So USC and UCLA both showing some aggression in this game, but it looks like USC is really starting to push in their weight around, showing that dominance in lane. Hecarim is really the one that's forcing these fights, and Nocturne's forced to really either counter jungle or to come and help support where he can. So he's not able to dictate the action at all. The only time we've really seen that was in that top lane fight, where they got the paranoia off onto Karma, and they did pick up that kill. Hecarim looked like he was heading up top lane, but instead gonna just back up. Karma going back in onto Shen, scaring him off, takes a turret shot and has to back off. But Orianna looks like she wants to try and roam, but no, instead just checking around, making sure she's safe. Gragas doing some great spacing with that explosive cast. Nocturne goes in with the paranoia. Explosive cast goes, but doesn't hit Orianna into the right spot. Shockwave goes down. Nox again doesn't get Nocturne back or get Gragas back. Shen comes down with the Stand United, leaves Karma alone up top, so she's free to push. Shen has to back up, or maybe he just wants to walk up into that top lane, stop Karma from pushing this turret, because this turret is going to go down relatively soon. So in that fight, we did see the explosive cast go off. We saw the shockwave, but for both teams, they didn't knock the opposing laner into where they wanted it to be. They knocked them to the sides instead of forward or backwards. So really just not the right place to hit them. So this turret should go down this wave. One more hit should do it. At this point, it's easier to knock over than a birthday cake candle. It looks like bot lane had to back up, so it leaves USC open for this dragon. Top lane did go down. Shen has to back up, so USC seals the first dragon of the game, and they do back up as well. All four members pushing or backing up. Orianna picking up that Athene's Unholy Grail, so she's pretty far ahead of Gragas at this point. Gragas only having a Chalice and one Doran's Ring with an Amplifying Tome. Well, Orianna does have that Athene's, like I was saying, with the two Doran's Rings. So she's pretty far ahead at this point. On the other side, or looking at all of the lane matchups as well, Karma getting that Chalice, getting the Phoenix Codex, so she's well on her way. At the same time, Shen has a Giant's Belt, has that Negatron's Cloak, so it looks like he might be going maybe for a Warmox, maybe for a Spirit Fish. He needs something to combat that heavy poke coming out from Karma, so it's interesting to see where he builds from here. Nocturne already has that Spirit of the Ancient Golem, while Hecarim has Boots of Mobility and a Spirit Stone, so he could be going for that high utility based jungler like we see out of Bengi and like we saw a little bit last night, where he's not going to build for damage, but just to build to help his team out as best he can. Huge fight going in bot lane. Crescendo used everything, all ultimates all over the place, used Paranoids, Crescendos, Hecarim ultimates. Oh, Hecarim gonna go down. Not anything else though? No. Caitlyn, great dodge coming in, dodging that Mystic Shot. Great block coming in to block the Ace in the Hole coming out from Caitlyn. That Ezreal does step on a trap, but Caitlyn is staying here to get this wave cleared, but she does have to be careful. She did lose Nami and Hecarim in that fight, and Sona is still here to heal up Ezreal, but Karma on her way down might be able to pick up one or maybe even both with how much damage she does right now. Karma's gonna go right in, grabbing Ezreal. Great prediction on the flash there, firing it forward. Caitlyn coming in, using those potions, life stealing it a little bit back up. And her and Karma are probably gonna be able to push this turret down pretty heavily. At the same time, Hecarim covering top lane, but Paranoia comes in from Nocturne, goes right in onto Caitlyn. Caitlyn gonna be able to get out of this one. Nami coming in, trying to help out, not in time. Caitlyn goes down to Nocturne, but at the same time, Karma being chased down as well, gonna get out. Craziness. I think Caitlyn stayed a little too long in that fight. She probably needed to back up. They completely forgot that Nocturne was still there in that bot lane, but Karma continuing to push down. Ezreal has to back. Sona has to back. They might get a little bit of free poke onto this turret. Hecarim's still holding top lane, so Karma able to stay down there a little bit more, but no, they're just going to back up from here. Looking in the mid lane, turned into a bit of a farm fest here. Both players just playing a little bit passively, not really poking anymore, trying to farm up, get their champion pools to where they need them to get. I think Orianna would benefit from that just a little bit more because how much bursty and how much more utility she does get the later the game does go on. Hecarim dueling Shen up here in top lane, but not really able to do anything. Hecarim still, even though Shen is in lane, Hecarim still has the gold advantage. And again, Shen doesn't have really any damage items, so they're not able to really kill each other at this point in the game. The gold lead is actually even at this point. UCLA pulling ahead in kills, but USC does have that turret and that first dragon pulling it even right now. So it's objectives versus kills here, the age-old question of which one is more important. And so I guess we're going to see it in that game. Spirit of the Ancient Golem finally picked up by Hecarim. And I'm not quite sure where he's going to be going from here, but it looks like he's going to head bot lane to try to help them out. We haven't seen him down there in a while since that last fight went down. After that last engagement went down when Sona and himself fell, he went to go cover top for Karma, and so Karma has headed back up top to harass some harass the ninja a little bit more. Orianna came to wander down, but was sighted out by a ward. Israel and Sona knew that was coming, so she just heads up back mid to protect her turret and maybe try to knock down the UCLA turret as well. That's about below halfway down, so they're really focusing on objectives here. While USC or UCLA is that close to pushing down any turrets other than this bot lane one. Hecarim going right in onto Ezreal, gets caught in the crescendo though, is gonna get out alive. Shen coming down with the Stand United, allowing Karma to free farm once again. He does have to back up. I'm not quite sure where he was going with that Stand United. I think they had more of a fight than they did, but USC with a great disengage able to get out of that. UCLA looking to push down this turret. Shen not going to back. Instead, they're going to take this turret for free. Same thing for Karma as well. Karma's just going to back up after pushing the wave out, deciding that, yeah, she can't see Nocturne. She wants to just sort of back up, and Nocturne does show up in lane and start to take some farm. Looking at Orianna and Gragas, we haven't visited them in a little while. Gragas and Orianna, no kills, no assists, nothing happening other than the farm, but Orianna ahead about 60 CS, so she's pretty far ahead considering how passively this lane has gone in the last few minutes. Hecarim coming in actually for a gank. This lane might not be passive for much longer. Karma coming up as well. They do want to get onto this Gragas. There are no wards available. Gragas doesn't have spider senses, but he does have some fat man senses. He knows something's a little bit fishy. USC going for this dragon. I don't think UCLA is going to be able to contest this, although they are going to try. Ezreal tries to steal, but Smite too strong. They're going to team fight breaking out here. Paranoia used to jump onto Caitlyn, but he is way too far from the rest of the team. Good disengage with the tidal wave coming out from Nami with the bubble, misses the bubble, but great disengage overall to grab that dragon and run. UCLA wanted to even that up by getting a couple of kills, but not able to do it. USC does pull ahead in gold, about 200 to 300. We have a pause coming out in the game. Something's a little bit off. We do have a little bit of a bathroom break situation, ladies and gentlemen, so it's a little bit too intense of a game. It gives me a little bit of a chance to catch my breath as well. Thank you guys for needing to go to the bathroom. But actually, both teams needing to go to the bathroom. Everyone going to take a bathroom break at this point. So let's break down these items a little bit further. We went through a bit of the items in that top lane. So Karma now has her Athenes finished off. Shen yet to complete an item, but he does have that Negatron cloak to help just a little bit with Karma. With the junglers, we do have both of them having that Spirit of the Ancient Golem, but we do have Hecarim taking boots of mobility instead of Ninja Tabbies coming out from Nocturne. Nocturne also has a Phage, so it looks like he's going for a damage Nocturne, while Hecarim's building more utility to help out his team. Both junglers, though, having huge performances so far. Nocturne with over 100 CS and 4 kills, 3 assists, 0 deaths, while Hecarim having a score of 330. So Nocturne showing his power and presence here in the lanes, even though Hecarim was the one doing that earlier on. Be interesting to see how we go progressing through the game a little bit further. Gragas still having only that challenge, that Amplifying Tome and the Doran's Ring, and Orianna still just having the Athenes and double Doran's Rings, but both of them have Gragas has almost 3k gold and Orianna has 2700. So both of them going to go back and pick up some more items the next time they do have to back. I think they are both keeping each other in lane because of how much pressure each of them was putting in that lane, farming as quickly as they were. Looking at the AD carries too, Ezreal does have that Trinity Force finished, as well as a Vamp Scepter. Caitlyn having a Vamp Scepter as well as a BF Sword and a Pickaxe, so it looks like she's going to start rushing for that IE. She also does have some Berserker Greaves, while Ezreal just has regular boots. So we are ready to get into this game. And again, for the supports, only Sight Stones here as the real major item. Although Nami just upgraded hers, so a little more health, a little more ward coverage, possibly. So we could with that extra ward. So again, just slight leads everywhere. It's still a very, very close game here. So Orianna able to Orianna and Gragas not going back quite yet, so they haven't spent that large amount of gold that they have. Ezreal and Sona heading in towards the jungle, but they are spotted out by a ward. Hecarim heading right over there saying, yeah, no, we can get these guys. Karma there as well. Sona taking huge amounts of damage from that attack, command attack, and dissonance. Can't really take another one of those. Oh, great shockwave coming in, blocks up Ezreal and Sona. Sona tries to throw a crescendo, only hits Orianna, not able to do enough damage, and Ezreal does fall. So, great job coming in from Orianna, getting that shockwave off, pulling it off, getting Ezreal and Sona there, and doing a great job of securing that kill for her team. Now, Caitlyn continuing to allowed to free farm bot lane. She should be able to push down this turret, but Nocturne and Ezreal on the way down. True Shot Barrage comes out to try to clear this wave, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Ezreal speeding down here as fast as he can. Caitlyn focusing that turret, gonna get it down and back away. Nocturne on his way in as well. If Nami and Caitlyn turn around, it could spell trouble with Nocturne on the way, but they aren't. They're going to play it a little bit smart and go back to the turret and back off. Now let's revisit this top lane. So Shen is now being allowed to free farm. He does have over 100 CS, only 12 behind Karma now. And so he hasn't picked up anything yet. He picked up a Chain Vest in his last pickup. So again, no completed items yet, nothing too scary at this point. Orianna finally went back, picked up a needlessly large rod and a blasting wand, so going for that Rabadon's death cap. While on the other side, Gragas already has his Rabadons, choosing to skip the Athenes and going straight for that death cap, giving him a ton of AP at this point. So we'll see how that choice helps him, and we'll see where we go from here. Both teams grouping around middle. We do have Sona, Ezreal, and Gragas for UCLA in this mid lane. while we do have Sona, or Nami, Oriana, and Hecarim dancing around. With Sona going in trying to ward, not able to do it, runs right into Hecarim, gets feared back, and gets picked up by Oriana. Great pick once again, killing Sona. That's the second time in a row that she's died in that mid lane, trying to get a little bit aggressive, maybe a little too far forward to put down some wards. Baron being cleaned up, or being, the wards around Baron being cleaned up as well, with that pink by Nami. Gragas trying to desperately to hold on to his turret against this Caitlyn Oriana. Nami holding off to the side. Paranoia coming in, hitting onto Karma. Karma not able to run away from this. They're chasing her down. They're gonna get her eventually. Wave coming up from Nami, gonna save her life. And with the backup from Caitlyn Oriana, but the true shot barrage coming in, sniping Karma, saying, yeah, no, I want some karma for that. I'm gonna post that on Reddit and grab some karma for that great snipe. Now, we do have these teams again grouping up in this mid lane. Sona heading back though, so it will be a 4v5 if UCLA wants to engage onto this. Hecarim heading down the bot lane. So again, these teams continuing to play it safe, hold their leads, and choosing not to get overly aggressive. And so where UCLA could have had a 4v5 there. So now Ezreal, Sona, and Gragas are continuing to push down through this middle lane. Hecarim's just kind of hanging around in his own jungle. Nami and Caitlyn are in mid as well, along with Karma. Oriana going up top to deal with Shen. Shen finally going back, picking up that Sunfire cape, and walking back into lane. So he just continuing to want to farm that out. Nocturne purchasing his Trinity Force, so he now has that damage available with those Sheen procs and everything like that. Being able to put out a ton of damage, hitting that damage spike, but again, not going to be as tanky as a regular tank, or as a heavy tank Nocturne would be, which might hurt them in these team fights, only having one tank here. We do have Shen free farming up top. He does have Stand United available, so he will be able to come down for any kind of fight. The way you really want to attack that is by really going after the Shen. So go after the split pusher, go after the person that you really want to stop from running around the map, or the guy with the global. Just go attack the global. Both teams pinging down on Dragon. They know it's available. UCLA had the timer on it from the last time when they tried to steal it. Shen continuing up top to just push, but he will be down in a matter of seconds with that Stand United to come in. If they do feel like they have the advantage in that dragon fight. Both teams continuing to just poke each other out, feeling out this mid lane, but Shen continuing to push up the top, and no one going up to stop him, and that could spell disaster for USC if they continue to let a Shen split push like that. They are positioned for Dragon, they are taking it down. At the same time though, Ezreal trying to get another steal, but Smite OP once again. Shen taking down his turret. Nocturne getting right onto Nami, flashes over the wall, gets the wave down. Shen coming in, Stand United on top of Nocturne. Nocturne trying to chase down onto anything he can. Hecarim going in, trying to get deep on the Sona, won't get it, but Caitlyn picks it up with that Piltover Peacemaker. And both teams trying to disengage, but no, Ezreal with the chase. Arcane shifting over the wall, picking up Nami, not gonna miss that one, and does pick up a kill. So that's a 1 for 1 or 2 for 1. But USC did grab the dragon, but it looks like UCLA is going to answer with mid turret. So all the outer turrets now gone for UCLA, ends up in kills. The gold is in their favor, about 300 gold. But just remember, that's because USC has 2 dragons to their name at this point. So we do have both teams heading down mid lane. It looks like it does look like USC really does just want this turret to even it out. Take out that middle turret, open up the jungle for themselves here. Poke continuing to come down from everywhere. Nocturne trying to get in. Hecarim on his way though. not going to do anything too spectacular except scare them off. Saying, yeah, guys, that's one big horse, and he's pink, so that's really scary. Now, the objective control for both teams has been exquisite, but I would say USC's, besides giving up those turrets, it wasn't like they gave them up because of lack of positioning, but they chose to give them up. They did it while they were taking a dragon or while some other team fight was happening. So they are, trading objectives intelligently, in their opinion. Whether or not it pays out, you have no idea, but they are, as behind as they are in kills, they are grabbing those objectives. So yeah, nothing really happening too much right now, but just both teams warding it up, farming it out. Not too sure where each other are going to make the next move, but looks like USC is grouping down mid lane. Not able to do too much, but Sona getting chased in on, gets the shockwave down, explosive cast. Oh, Ezreal chasing down Nami on the outside of that fight. At the same time, without their AD carry, Caitlyn's not around at all. Great burst damage coming out from Karma to almost take down Sona, but Sona lives with just a sliver of her life left. That was a close call there. And so Ezreal is starting to farm up here, trying to protect this mid lane turret. So they do have Nocturne, Ezreal, Gragas here to try and protect this. Try to milk this for as long as possible. I apologize for being going. I'm exhausted, but both teams continuing to farm out and farm relatively even. But Ezreal 5-0-2, getting very strong right now. At the same time, Nocturne 5-0-4. Gragas pulling up that end of the stick there with 0-1-3, and Shen with 0-2-3. But Shen again doesn't really need items too much to be successful, as he will naturally get tanky at this point. A little bit of an engage coming down on top of Shen from Hecarim, taking some poke down from Orianna and Caitlyn as well. Gets the bubble down, Shockwave comes in, only picks up Shen. Shen not going down easily with all that armor and magic resist. A taunt going down, gets onto Caitlyn, and Nami goes down. Nocturne going down, taking out Nami as well. But Caitlyn is still alive, almost at full health, along with that Orianna shield. Orianna about below half, but they are going to take this turret for free. They might be able to push for this, but I would recommend backing out very, very soon. I'm yawning all over the place, guys. I do apologize for the yawning throughout the course of the cast, but and the dead silence throughout some of the cast. But we do have Spectral Cows picked up finally from Shen and from Nocturne. So it looks like Nocturne, realizing he needs a little bit more to survive, picking up that Megatron, or that Spectral Wraith, to stay just a little bit more alive. Looks like both teams continuing to sort of farm, looking for what is next in this crazy, crazy world. 6 turrets are gone, both of them the top lane. So yeah, looking forward to trying and making this happen. In the mid lane, they're all grouping together, trying to make a play, but Hecarim getting a little bit too far. Doesn't want to get caught out. Caitlyn split pushing off to the side, maybe trying to just stop Ezreal, but Ezreal gonna back up and doesn't want to get a little too far. They can't see Caitlyn. It's kind of funny, they backed off of each other because of that. It's pretty interesting. So we do have both teams again continuing to farm. Some good mid lane stuff coming in from Ezreal. Oh no, I'm just like yawning all over the place. My God.
Never falter.
Awesome. So that takes the load off. Thank you, Eason. Thank you, Eason. And Eason does actually know these players quite a bit better than me as well, so that'll be quite a lot done. So Tidal Wave does come out, does miss everyone. Everyone does a great job of avoiding that damage, but Karma taking down Sona. Sona not able to really participate. The Explosive Cast coming out. Hecarim going right in for Sona. Finally gets her down. Not able to pick up anything else though. They're all over the place. This fight is so sloppy right now. Orianna able to pick up a kill in that engagement. But again, nothing really happening other than the supports going down. Both teams extremely low. The ultimates burned all across the board, and everyone just backs up, and we probably are going to see that fight again. Yes, and
USC eventually.
yeah, and the thing that I would point out as well is that both Shen and Caitlyn had a pretty hard time getting behind their lane. So having them both split push just pulls them a little bit even, because Karma did put down a lot of damage onto Shen in the early game, and so it really put Shen behind. And so I think giving him that free farm and letting him split push is really a good option. And again, always allowing a Caitlyn to get some free farm and get that extra gold, it's never a bad thing to really rush her towards that late game as early as possible. So UCLA, we did see them try to push down mid, or at least pressure down mid just a little bit, give them a little bit of poke down. Not able to quite do it, and they do back off. And so Shen, again, split pushing up top, has to back up, and Karma is on her way to clear this wave. And so, oh, actually, before we get into that, I do want to say that not only are Sam and Eason's hair on the line, we do have some gift cards coming out from our sponsors at NCIX. The winning school does get $150, and the losing school does get $100. So a difference of $50 coming down. That's enough for a gaming mouse, or some good equipment.
Never falter.
I think it depends on how they get these engages to go. Because if Shen uses his Stand United correctly, I don't think it's going to be enough. But if Shen shows up late or mistimes a Stand United where he comes in late into a fight, I think avoiding Shen as much as possible. And because when Karma's really not doing any damage to Shen at this point, even though she has that high AP damage, he does have that Spirit Visage, he has a Giant's Belt, he's pretty tanky at this point. I mean, you're not really going to kill him. And so I think if she can focus her her damage and her utility on something like the Gragas or like the Ezreal to really start negating or at least forcing them out of these fights and using that poke to their advantage. I think that that's really going to be the key here. And I think that all comes down to the timing of Shen staying united and when he chooses to come in. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so there's a lot of pressure going down in mid lane. Shen going up in the top lane to push that a little bit harder, but going back down. But Shen is going to be able to join the fight again with that stand united. Karma does have to walk all the way down, so that does provide a small window to be able to push here for UCLA to push down this mid. USC trying their best to try and negate that poke, to try to clear these waves as quickly as possible. Nami missing the bubble. Ace in the hole comes out, just puts a little bit down, puts a little bit of poke. I think they're banking on that ace in the hole coming out. Karma waiting off to the side to try and maybe lock someone down. Great poke coming out from her. Gragas taking a little bit of damage. Not going to be that useful in these fights if he can't stay above that health threshold. Orianna going in to take her blue, but it looks like UCLA's not going to let her have it. Yeah, she has to back out of there. No way she's going to even try to get that out. Paranoia comes out. Paranoia hitting Orianna, but not able to do anything. Stand United came in as well. They're going to get the taunt down. Taunt onto Orianna. Takes her down easily. Crescendo coming out as well. Taking down Nami and Orianna very quickly. Hecarim going down as well. Caitlyn can't go into this at all. Karma can't go into it at all. Karma going to get caught out though by Gragas, but she's forced away. So great fight coming in from UCLA. It looked like they did overextend a little bit and then they just turned it on.
Taking a break, Ezreal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that might have been Shen making a call on his own, and what a great call it was. And then also following that up with the crescendo and just for that extra bit of lockdown, being able to lock down Nami in it as well was just a... I don't know if it was on purpose, if they saw Nami walk up, or if she just walked up into that crescendo, but able to pick up that second kill as well. So where I kind of I get the feeling that USC is falling behind in this game. They do really need to start to stall a little bit to get Caitlyn a little bit more fed. She is huge at this point. She already has the Infinity Edge, the Phantom Dancer, the Last Whisper. She's building up what I'm assuming is towards a Bloodthirster. That's normally what you get as the last, or as one of the last items before building like a Guardian Angel or something like that. Maybe a Mercurial Scimitar. Healing, yeah, and I think the thing about it is that there's so much back line. I think there's too much backline for USC right now. The only front line they really have is Hecarim, and so he gets focused on right away. Orianna, Nami, Karma, they really can't do anything without some kind of front line tank there. So they're relying on the Orianna, Shockwave, the Dissonance, things like that, along with the Karma, the utility from Karma and Nami to be able to keep them alive, but it's just not working, and they're getting pushed back unbelievably far, even when they're not able to do it. Paranoia coming in, though, diving right on top of Caitlyn, and the Standing Eye coming out as well. Are they going to follow this up? No, gets bubbled and not able to do anything afterwards. So a little bit of lack of coordination there, again, from UCLA, but not able to turn it this time. Yeah, absolutely. It was a great guess there, a great estimation of where that was going to go, and so looks like they do know Ezreal was in that bush. They're trying to get him to run away. They really don't want to engage on him at all at this point. Orianna, the hello half health, don't want to take that fight at all. UCLA does start pinging Baron. It looks like they are going to go for it, or maybe just position for it and show. USC has no vision control of Baron at this point, though. But it looks like they do have an idea that they're going for, just with the ward covers that they have in their own jungle. Oh yeah, so we had the Paranoia go in onto Karma. She was able to get out, and Hecarim going in on the ult as well. Sona getting the crescendo off right before she gets knocked up. Explosive cast getting everyone so low, but actually helps them disengage as well. Gets them over and up against the wall. So no one from UCLA able to follow up on that great damage coming out from Gragas on the explosive cast. And so a lot of ultimates used there, but no kills at all, just a lot of poke. But it looks like UCLA did come ahead in that engagement with Gragas and Ezreal still all pretty much at full health, along with Shen and Sona. They might go for Baron off of this. Great bubble coming out from Case Close. Like now, two members of the team with the shockwave as well. Nocturne gonna go in. Hecarim ult coming out as well. Shen in that back line, causing so much havoc. Hecarim trying to stay alive against all this damage. Stand United coming in, saving Nocturne's life. They all just disengage. The only kill coming out was Case Close, who started off that engagement with an amazing bubble, but as close as they were to picking up that kill on Nocturne, they weren't able to even out that fight. Absolutely, but the thing we do have to realize is Ezreal is at full build at this point. He's not going to get any better than this. And so when you look on the other side, Caitlyn still has time to build that Bloodthirster and finish her Mercurial Scimitar now that she has that Quicksilver Sash. So again, she's going to get stronger as the game goes on, while Ezreal's really hit his cap. And so we have Gaidal soloing the dragon at this point. They do pick up their dragon. Caitlyn picking up that red buff. Both teams just sort of licking their wounds after that fight, trying to figure out what the next step is. Great poke coming down on the very tanky Nocturne. Oh, I've been having... Yeah, so Guys, Easton's been talking to me the entire time, and apparently his mic's not being picked up on stream, so I just look like a crazy person. That's awesome. So, we do apologize for all of the technical difficulties tonight, as well as my exhaustion, but I am now hyped up. I'm ready to go. We do have this battle going down in the mid lane. Both teams just continuing to poke, not really getting anything done. USC wanting to back up, not to overextend and get caught out at all. But while they back off, UCLA frantically pinging Baron. They want it now. They're gonna go and start it off. I don't know if this could be a bait or this could actually just be them going for it. Shen keeping USC at bay here while they try to take this out. They are just trying to go for it. I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to get it. Nocturne going straight in. Shen going in as well, getting the taunt off, getting all the damage they can get off as quickly as they possibly can. Ezreal wasn't around during that fight, but they did pick up Baron. Nocturne going in, not able to get anything done. He does go down to Caitlyn, but Ezreal did pick up Orianna. Caitlyn going in, picking off, trying to pick off anything they can. Caitlyn's so strong at this point. Karma and Caitlyn, that combo going down, picking up Karma, or good kill for Karma. But it looks like Ezreal gonna chase down onto Caitlyn, not able to get out. Barrel coming out, shuts down Caitlyn, and Ezreal finishes it off and gets the kill for the ace. So that was a Baron and a 5-for-2 coming out for UCLA. Great fight for them. They do grab the first inner turret of the game, while Sona is still pushing down mid lane as well. So it looks like they're gonna get 2 inner turrets for this, and maybe even an inhibitor turret. The USC still has 5 seconds without anyone on the map, and that person that's gonna come out first is going to be Nami. They're gonna pick up an inhibitor, but I'm not sure if Nami's gonna be able to hold this up by herself. Otterloo coming out as well, and just right now, but they're gonna lose a second inhibitor turret, so that's 2 inner turrets, 2 inhibitor turrets, and an inhibitor. So that ace costing USC possibly the game here. They were behind, but they could have possibly pulled it out because of how close how it was still even in turrets. But now with this deficit, they are forced to turtle just a little bit and play it a little safer. Another ace and they will be out of this game. I have no doubt about that. There's no way they could possibly win this game. If they get aced one more time, this game would be over. Now, that Baron buff is still on Gragas. That Baron buff is still on Sona. That Baron buff is still on to Ezreal. It is a little less than halfway through, so they still do have quite a bit of time to get that working. Caitlyn did pick up her Bloodthirster, and still has that Quicksilver Sash, so she still has one more item to finish up there with that Mercurial Scimitar. Standing Eye coming in from Ezreal. They do want to fight. Paranoia comes out as well. Crescendo coming out, picks up Nocturne. Nocturne getting locked down, but trying to get Sona. Sona's not going to be able to do it. Nocturne going in, gets poked down. Ezreal going in deep, full health, not able to pick up anything, but puts a lot of poke down. Finally does pick up something, gets onto Nami, but he continues to chase, has full health, misses everything else though. USC, with their tail between their legs, has to run away. Not able to fight this out. They do heal back up, but Ezreal still does have that Baron buff. Not able to take down Caitlyn with the burst damage that he might have, but we have super minions now pouring into the base. That inhibitor does go down, and here starts the siege coming in from UCLA, trying to get onto Caitlyn, almost gets her down, but misses that first mystic shot, not able to get it down. But these Nexus turrets are taking some damage. Nocturne comes in, or Hecarim, I apologize, does come in, scares them off. But UCLA is showing no fear, coming right back at them, but decides to back out, says we've had enough. They do have to deal with that that wave in the bottom lane, so USC heading down there right now. UCLA sticks around Ezreal maybe getting a little too cocky here, maybe staying a little too long, needs to back out as well. And looks like, yeah, he is finally going to back out. So, again, a team fight forced. You could say it in the wrong position there for UCLA. Ezreal did get a little bit aggressive, and Shen forced to really stand united in to save him. Or, they thought that he was going to get caught out, and they stand united to save him a little bit. And so Shen decided to go ahead, taunt in. Paranoia come out from Nocturne. Nocturne, not the best engagement in the world. Crescendo only got one person locked up. And yeah, so it looks like UCLA is just going to get another dragon. They are ahead two inhibitors. They were able to take down that second inhibitor during that fight. And it looks like Hecarim maybe getting caught out here by Nocturne. Same thing with Orianna. They're in their own jungle, but it's not safe anywhere on the map for them right now. Shen continuing to just split push up top, or in the mid lane. The rest of his team in bot lane. Ezreal, the trailer, though, nowhere near his team at this point, running back in through bot lane. And it looks like they are going to try to force an engagement. Nocturne going right in onto Caitlyn with the Paranoia. All kinds of shields coming in onto Caitlyn, but now not able to get her. Karma getting knocked around, dodges the barrel. All fights going down all over the place. Hecarim being locked down by the Crescendo. He's probably going to go down here. Does go down to Nocturne. That's a 1-for-0, or 1-for-1 during this fight so far. Sona the only one going down. UCLA going to get another turret, or another inhibitor there. And this Nexus turrets are going to fall so quickly. I'm not sure if UCLA or if USC can actually come back from this. And Nami taking a little bit of a poke, getting a little bit too far ahead of herself. There are super minions into this base now. I'm not sure. This could be the end fight here. Mystic shot going down, hitting Caitlyn in the face, chunking her down just bit by bit. These Nexus turrets aren't very strong. A couple more hits and it will be done. Both teams just continue to poke out. USC barely hanging on by the skin of their teeth at this point. They lose one Nexus turret. The other Nexus turret hanging on by a thread. And they will clear out their base and live to fight another day. That top inhibitor does come back up, so they are safe from there for now. But who knows? It looks like Ezreal going to continue on trying to knock that out. Not going to get anything done there, but Nocturne going in with another Paranoia, just going in as hard as he possibly can. They're going to take the inhibitor basically for free. Nocturne does get out alive as well. Shen below half health, but he's so tanky at this point. Shockwave missing everything. Critical miss there coming out from USC. I don't know how they're going to be able to pull this out. And it looks like both teams just dancing around. No one gonna engage at this point. UCLA so far ahead. Both the Nexus turrets gone. Their Nexus taking damage from super minions. Trying to clear them out as quickly as possible. And UCLA will end this battle. Will finally decide to back up. Looks like Ezreal is going to not do anything. I'm sorry about that. So Nocturne does pick up his Zephyr. He does pick up a Zephyr. Caitlyn finishes his Mercurial Scimitar. And yeah, it looks like we're not sure, or USC's not sure really what to do here. They're continuing to turtle. They're trying to clear out these waves, get some farm out. Caitlyn is now full build. Orianna is now full build, or Orianna has been full build for a while now. We have players hitting these full build items across the board. Nocturne hitting full build. Shen almost there. Gragas is at full build despite his 1, 11 numbers, but he has over 400 farm. So it looks like UCLA grouping together here, going in for the final attack. It looks like Hecarim's gonna meet them at the front door. Says, guys, we need to really coordinate this, and backs up. I need the cavalry here now, and just trying to poke it down. Crescendo comes out, gets Caitlyn locked up, but no one around to follow. That true shot barrage coming out from nowhere, sniping out Nami. Zonia's coming out from Orianna, but she's going to go down very quickly. Then looks like that is going to be the game. No one can contest this at all. Game goes to UCLA, and it looks like Miss Sam Brown will be dyeing her hair. A great game coming out from UCLA.
No.
Great game coming out from UCLA and USC. Very close up until that last or one of those last fights when they got the ace and pushed through, got both in inner turrets and both inhibitor turrets and an inhibitor to finish it off. So that really set the game off into motion. So Sam, how do you feel right now?
You know what? It was a good game. It was very entertaining to watch. I know that my team, they did their best, and given the amount of time they all got together, I think they did a pretty good job. And you know what? Blue hair is kind of hip, so
Hipster Sam.
so it's okay.
Now, was it just the one color, or do you have to dye it like blue yellow?
Only blue, I think, because my hair is already yellow, right?
Well, okay, I guess. So. For anyone that doesn't know, Sam is blonde. So.
Yeah.
So yeah. Eason can't talk, but Eason, if you want to type anything out that we can read to the audience, that you're proud of your guys, or that you're proud of UCLA esports, or anything about the game.
He said,
Yes,
"Go Bruins!"
He says, "Go Bruins," and so he's happy. So UCLA does win the 150 prize, NCIX gift cards, and USC, not too shabby, wins the $100 gift card. So a great job from all the players available today. I look like a crazy person talking to no one on stream for
I didn't even realize it either.
a good 15 minutes. We're all pretty tired, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I mean, I'm proud to have been a part of all of this, even though today was a lot of fun. Again, thank you to everyone that showed up. Thank you to Expecial, Double Lift, Travis. Thank you to everyone from UCLA that came out and traveled the long distance down the street to USC, and to thank you for USC students for hosting us and having a lot of fun there. Thank you to Duran Perazi. They had a Collegiate Star League for coming out and having a lot of fun with us as well. And thank you to our sponsors, MSI, NCIX, Razer, for giving us our swag to give out. People really enjoyed it. We have a lot of pictures up online. You can check those out. And thank you for the prizes that we gave out. And so yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much ready to go. If you want to say anything to
I just want to say. Yeah,
wait.
sorry. Go ahead.
Do we have one more game? No.
Oh, we do. I guess. I mean.
Do we have one more game? No, that.
Because we can't win, but we could play.
Mean, we can. They can't win.
Right?
USC can't win. How can they win? Eason's describing the rules to us right now, because yeah. So yeah, USC can't win. So the match is over.
Yeah, let's just end it there though, because I know our guys are tired. Not much incentive to keep playing, but he's gonna open it up to the players though, and we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll open it up to the players. We'll see what happens there.
Oh, okay. USC actually wants to play. I think they want to.
They want to show. They want to show.
Yeah, that Trojan spirit. We don't give up, man.
All right, so let's get back into it then. We're not going to end this yet, guys. We're not done. No. We are not done. So, Eason, make the game. Sam, do you want to cast with me as well?
I will try. I will try.
Sam has been quiet this entire time. She doesn't like to cast, but you know what?
I just don't know how.
No,
you guys, you and Will were you guys were excellent yesterday. I can't measure up to that, but I will sit here with my mic on and say things.
This game, again, doesn't count for anything. This is for pride at this point. So we can see. Yeah, we can see what happens.
Just so you guys know, sorry,
Eason
says be right back bathroom. So I mean, everyone needs to know that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna take a short commercial break here while Eason restarts his stream, and maybe we can have a threesome cast here to end the night.
Things are moving fast.
Things are moving very fast. So guys, we'll be right back.